Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome, people, to episode 246 of Doing the Monkey. We're getting close to that 250, Ian.
We are. We're almost there, my God.
We are. It's weird, isn't it? So I'm one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by...
Ian Loring. I'm drinking Elvis juice, and I'm not entirely sure if it's for women or men.
What colour's the can?
It's kind of it's a kind of a purpley bottle.
It is a purpley. What is it? So I think that means it's only for male bisexuals.
All right, well that'll do then.
That's fine, then. Yeah.
That fucking Brewdog. Stop doing things that make me not like you. Just fucking Jesus Christ.
Back the boycott, boy.
It like
yeah,
fuck it.
When I first saw it, I thought, really? Have you really done a beer for girls in 2018? And have you really called it pink?
It just like we're trying to show off the irony of it, and it's like, what, by actually calling it?
Yeah, there's that. The other advert of theirs I saw the other day saying was them an advertising board on a building that was being blown up saying, don't buy the advertisements, and then it blows, the building collapses with its advertising board on it. It says, we're giving away 1 million beers. And it's like, hang on a minute, but that's an advert. Stop trying to do things smart because you just look dumb.
It's you do some tasty beverages, but don't fucking paint yourself as being something you're not, and you're not as smart as you think you are. You're not. You're really not. And I mean, I say that as an equity for Punk's holder. You know, like, I have a tiny financial interest in that fucking company, and it's just like, fuck it, don't. Just don't. You know, just fucking don't. Stop it.
They shouldn't.
Like, I completely understand the boycott. I understand why people do that. I really, really do. I also think they put out some of the tastiest beers on the market, and like, I just suckle on that teat. I'm sorry.
I think part of my thing about it is having been a small business owner, I think it was really shitty how they treat small businesses, yet try to portray themselves as a small business, and they're not.
That is it. But
they're not fucking punks.
No.
And the final kind of thing for it for me is I really don't like punk IPA. I don't mind some of the ones that were wrong. I quite like Hop Fiction and I quite like Elvis Juice, but I really dislike punk IPA. So it makes it a little bit easier for me in the sense that I'm like, well, yeah, I can't fucking drink that anyway.
The thing is, Noel introduced me to punk IPA when we went to see Goblin. Like,
oh yes, yeah.
And I got.
I remember that because they had, and I remember at that point they had a tap on when we went to see Goblin that said punk IPA, and I remember at the front was Noel and him going, fucking hell, the fucking punks on here, and I was like, nice, that really small little bar thing, and going, 3 punks, and he turned around and got these little cans out of this thing. It was like, it's not on tap. 6 punks there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was a fun night.
That was yeah. Was that the night? Was that the night when the hotel that me and you were staying in?
Yeah.
Literally just said to us, I'm gonna close up and just leave you guys in here and just close the door when you
it was, what was it? Was it you? Was it Noel there and
Noel,
Chris Cinematronics?
Chris Cinematronics, yeah.
Yeah.
And
there was someone else, wasn't there?
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie. Of course it was.
Jamie was there as well.
Yeah.
That was a fucking. We were fucking. We'd been to see what was it? Jim Jarmusch film.
Oh, Only Lovers Left Alive.
Only Lovers Left Alive. Yeah. We've been to see that during the day.
Yeah.
I remember us reviewing that. Shit faced.
It was like literally like 2-3 o'clock in the morning in the fucking hotel bar. Like,
we then went up to we then went up to our hotel room after that and cracked open a crate of Budweiser.
Did we fall asleep watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
We did fall asleep watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
of us sat down, not even on our beds, watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine and woke up like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that's It was a good night, that.
It was a good night.
That was a fucking good night.
Anyway, that was a minor tangent there.
But yeah, it makes me laugh that, bless him, Noel is so anti-Brewdog, and he introduced me to them. And I know things have changed, but it does make me chuckle.
Well, we've got reviews. I've decided I've made a decision, and I made it literally a second ago, and I haven't discussed this with Ian. Okay. But I know one of what we've been watching is a film we both watched.
Oh.
So I'm thinking we might just do that as a main review, as like a stupid retro review, and call it our iTunes 99p retro review.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Why not? Because we didn't. Yeah, we never covered it in the cinema, did we? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah. So we're going to do 3 main reviews. We're going to do a review of the surprise comedy hit Game Night, and we're also going to review of the not surprising, not really being a hit Francis Lawrence movie, Red Sparrow. And we're also going to do a 99p iTunes rental review of The House, the Andrew J. Cohen film, which starred Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler and a few other people in that. Just because Ian watched it and said it was actually 84 minutes long, really quite enjoyable. So I thought, fuck it, I'm watching that.
Indeed.
So what's happened in the wonderful world of film this week that we need to talk about? Do we need to talk about the Oscars?
No.
We covered it, didn't we? I thought it was quite a good show. I thought it was quite a good Oscars.
It was alright. It was uneventful, wasn't it?
It was uneventful. I thought it was quite zippy. It finished 10 minutes early, which was fucking weird. But they still turned off the microphone. What is it?
Even though the
producers.
The sight of the costume designer of Phantom Fred in a life jacket on a speedboat was, and just like loving it, was quite something. Like that you know, I think I would have preferred to hear the producer of Shape of Water speak, but that was quite a funny image.
Yeah, one of the funny stories I saw surrounding was the fact that Michael Shannon watched it in a bar in Chicago.
Yeah, good on him.
On his own. But you know that at some point he turned around to somebody and went, I was in that movie. And the guy went, yeah, of course you were, mate. What's off?
Yeah, no, it's that photo.
The fact
that
great. Michael Shannon did that is amazing. The fact that he didn't just insist on going to the Oscars when he had a film which, and you could argue that he could have been nominated for.
He totally could have got a ticket. Like, he totally could have got a ticket.
You get the feeling that that's a man who just doesn't give a fuck.
No, quite. Yeah, he just does what he wants to do and fuck all the attention. Yeah, I believe that.
There was nobody there that won that you would go, well, I'm not really sure on that one. That feels a little bit, what is it? I think highlight of the show for me was just watching Jordan Peele literally walk off stage, and you could tell the moment hit him of, holy shit, I've won an Academy Award.
Yeah, no, I mean, just good on Jordan Peele. I feel sorry for his next film.
Yeah, you got to do that. There's such a high expectation for it to be all the things Get Out is, and Get Out feels like such a passion project that it's hard to then replicate that thing. It's the difficult sophomore album, isn't it?
Yeah, straight up.
Anything else happened in the wonderful world of film in the past sort of week that we might need to discuss?
No, I genuinely don't think so. It's all been quite Oscars.
It's all been quite Oscar-y, isn't it? Yeah. And also, as well, have you seen any trailers? I've seen one, I think.
I watched half.
I tried.
I watched half of the trailer for the Illumination version of The Grinch, but then my train stopped, so I got off the train and turned it off.
I watched half the trailer for that new Saoirse Ronan period piece
on Chesil Beach.
Yeah, and okay. the train in my brain crashed and just went. Yeah,
no. All right then. No. I mean, let's just get on then. We've got quite a bit to talk about.
Mary Poppins.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's a confusing erection. Is basically my overriding impression of that film.
Mary Poppins and the confusing erection.
I mean, like, the thing is,
a pop-up book from Disney.
I don't think Lottie is going to be into it, because I've tried her with Mary Poppins a couple of times. Live action stuff, like, it's hard to get her into it. And I'm a little bit like, maybe I should go see Mary Poppins Returns by myself. But I just like, it's all very, very confusing to me. I fucking love Mary Poppins. I watched.
I'm a big Mary Poppins fan. I think it's a fantastic movie. I own Mary Poppins on iTunes.
So do I. I mean, like, literally, I watched that film with Lottie 6 days old in my arms, sleep deprived, having 12 hours earlier watched Congo at 7 a.m. Again, sleep deprived. And, just like, she was asleep, Dom was in bed, all was right in the world, and I was watching Mary Poppins on a Friday night. It was fucking amazing. And I cried, because Feed the Birds came on, and I fucking, like, lost it. Paul, by the way, as you're listening to this, can you remind me to sing to Bart, Feed the Barts? There's a Polish gentleman who sits in between Paul and I, Bartos. And we've been trying to sing songs to him, replacing usually Heart with Bart. So Feed the Barts, I think, would be quite a good one. Unbreak My Bart has been my favourite so far.
Unbreak My Bart.
Like, Paul and I just sing it to him and gently stroke him, and it like I think he finds it funny, but I'm not too sure.
It's one of those things that he might find funny, but inside it's secretly plotting to kill you both.
Yeah, no, that's it. And like, some of the looks we get out of some, like, because the people on our team know not what we're doing, but the people who aren't on our team really don't. And we, like, people will literally walk past and just like look at us like, what are they doing? And like, we really, whenever we do Unbreak My Bart, we really pay attention to it. I tried to do a key change yesterday and it didn't go very well. Anyway, so yes, Feed the Barts. Paul, I know you'll be listening in work. Feed the Barts. Anyway, Mary Poppins Returns. I'm going to have a very confused direction throughout the whole thing. I'm not entirely sure about
the week before Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's just perfect timing.
I'm very much looking forward to that. Now I know it's literally the week before Christmas.
Lin-Manuel Miranda in a Dick Van Dyke-esque role, I am concerned about.
Yeah, mainly because I think that he's going to be too... You're going to look at it and go, nah, you're getting it wrong, mate. You're getting it all wrong. You're doing it too well. Shit it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. He's going to be too polished.
Yeah.
Like...
He is.
Yes, concerned about that.
Charm, and the charm about it is that it feels, the whole thing feels like it's set on another. Mary Poppins feels like it's set on a stage. Yeah. It's not quite real, but it's a real life within that. It's such an oddity of a film. It's such a brilliant film.
Absolutely, and it's like nearly 2.5 hours long, but it's a journey. And I don't know, isn't it Rob Marshall directing this?
It is Rob Marshall directing it, yeah.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda, like, having a hand in the songs, that's cool. I'm happy with that. That dude has got fucking mad skills, as I'm sure everybody knows. It's just him as the Dick Van Dyke-esque character. Like,
it's the first time they're really giving us him as a film presence, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like the next step in his career trajectory, which is quite interesting.
And Hamilton, can they just put out like a fucking like iTunes or that on Netflix or something? Because I want to see what Hamilton is all about, but I don't want to listen to the fucking soundtrack, because it's like, well, surely I'm going to miss something by not seeing the production.
Yes. Yeah, you will. And anyone who says you don't doesn't understand. It doesn't understand musical theatre. You can listen to it after you've seen it, but you can't listen to it if you haven't seen it. You can, but you will not get what is it.
Yeah, I mean,
you will not get a true depiction of it.
I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to go, fucking Hamilton, hear it everywhere, blah blah blah. I want to watch Hamilton. I want to watch it before I have the soundtrack CD.
Yeah.
And I you know, they've got they've got this thing where they do like lottery tickets where it's like a certain amount of random tickets every day. It's like 15 quid or something like that. Otherwise, you'd be paying a fucking shitload. And I don't know, like, I don't know. When it's fucking touring in Cardiff in 5 years, I'll be able to see the fucking thing.
A couple of years' time, when it starts to go from, because it's still peaking at the moment. Once it starts to dip that little bit, that's when you'll see it. It'll go into cinemas.
Yeah, man. Fucking do it live, one night only, live recording with Lin-Manuel Miranda doing his fucking, like, doing his original part. So one night only. Stream it live to cinemas. I will go.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if you see that towards the end of this year, before Mary Poppins comes out, just to get his name massively out there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be into it. Anyway,
I can see it.
What do you think of the trailer?
I'm fine with it. It doesn't really give away that much. My worry is that the world's going to look too polished and not have the charm of the original. But I have faith in pretty much everyone involved in it. And do you know what? Like I say, the week before Christmas, going to see that and going on a night and going, right, it's dark, it's an afternoon, it's cold, wrapped up, let's go watch a new Mary Poppins movie. If it's anything above 7 out of 10, I'll be quite surprised. If it's anything below 7 out of 10, I'll be quite disappointed. But I think it's going to be around that. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
Disney have got a solid head on with these things at the moment.
Yeah, quite. And I mean, word on Wrinkle in Time isn't great, but yeah, live action Disney does seem to be a bit of a fucking who knows what's going to happen. But it's Rob Marshall did Into the Woods, and Into the Woods was fucking mental. Did you ever see that?
I've not seen Into the Woods.
That flick is fucking weird.
What was the last Rob Marshall thing I saw?
He did the Fourth Pirates before that.
I did see that, yeah. I did see that, but that was just fucking weird, that one. I think 9 might be the last thing I saw, and I quite liked 9, actually.
I would like to rewatch 9. That's right, he did 9. Fuck.
Yeah, 9 was the last thing I saw of his that he did, which is like nearly 10 years ago.
Wasn't it Memoirs of a Geisha before that?
Memoirs of a Geisha was a decent adaptation, actually.
And then it was Chicago before that. Shit, man. Pulled some fucking Rob Marshall knowledge out my arse. But yeah, okay, Mary Poppins boner confusion time. Looking forward to
it. Yeah, right, so I've got to remember that for the title of the podcast.
Yeah, please do.
Cool. Right. Yeah. So I think that's it. Should we delve into one of the films? Red Sparrow is directed by Francis Lawrence. It is based on a novel of the same name by a man named Jason Matthews. It stars Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Edgerton, Matthias Schoenaerts, Charlotte Rampling in the most Charlotte Rampling of Charlotte Rampling roles.
Right.
It literally is. They've gone. Right, who can shout? Literally, it's Charlotte Rampling. It literally, I've written down who can play, and my pen wrote Charlotte Rampling.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Irons is in there as well. Also, is Bill Camp's there as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's doing that thing where he turns up in every single film at the moment, but nobody ever notices that he's there.
Yeah.
Despite the fact he's usually quite good in them.
Yeah.
What's Red Sparrow about? What is it about?
Russian sex spies.
Jennifer Lawrence plays Dominika Agorova. She is a famed Russian ballerina who is essentially nursing her sick mother at the same time supporting her through being a ballerina, and the ballerina company, the dance company, is paying for her mother's medical care and for the place they live in, etc. And then when she is injured during a performance, which, remember guys, we are all spoilers all the time, it turns out wasn't an accident. She is then recruited to do a mission by her uncle, who works for the secret services within Russia. And then things kind of move from there, and she ends up becoming a Red Sparrow, which are what Ian just said, apparently. Apparently, they are Russian secret sex spies with magic pussies. Quote from the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Ian, Red Sparrow, it's taken a bit of a battering, hasn't it, for a variety of reasons. But what do you think?
I liked it. Like it's. I thought it was this weird anti-commercial, subversive, old school thriller, which I think Jennifer Lawrence has maybe used the last of her I can do anything I want cards with this.
Well, she has said that she's going to take a break for a year, hasn't she?
Yes, she has.
Because she said, or it's kind of been mooted around places that she feels like she's not making decisions that she would make if she'd had a bit of a break.
Well, I mean, it's interesting
whether or not that's film decisions or
life decisions
or anything like that. But when you go back and in 10 years, actually 8 years since Winter's Bone, she's racked up an awful lot of films.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right? So in the publicity for this, she's gone on record saying that one of the reasons why she did this film was because of the whole nude swing from a few years back, and she wanted to kind of like take control of her image again.
Yep.
And which I think is a really interesting reason to want to do this film. And I think it's fascinating that, frankly, there's a lot of Jennifer Lawrence on show. I'm just mindful of the fact my in-laws have just come in for Lottie, so I kind of need to. I'm reviewing this particular film, so I'm going to talk a bit quietly. They're downstairs, I'm upstairs, but my voice does travel, as you know. So, it's a film which has an awful lot of Jennifer Lawrence on show, but is not, at least to me anyway. I mean, maybe you feel differently, but it was not.
Go on.
Was not titillating in the slightest. Whenever there's nudity on show, the atmosphere is really oppressive. It's like almost like Haneke light in, look at this, you want to see this, don't you? But no, you don't, because look at what's actually happening in this scene, and doesn't that make you think? Which I'm kind of sounding like I don't think that's a good thing, and I do. I thought it was interesting, and I genuinely see what Lawrence was going for there. I think it's kind of beholden to two masters, where it wants to be this weird, almost art house, but only art. If it was in the 70s, it wouldn't be art house, but it kind of is now.
Yeah.
Political thriller thing, but is also a film starring Jennifer Lawrence. And I think it makes more concessions to the audience than Mother did, but not that many more. There were these girls behind me who, when the credits rolled, just went, that was nothing like the trailer. There was barely any action in it.
like the road.
Yeah. But, and it is one of those ones where it is a star using their star power to make something that wouldn't be made otherwise. I thought it was pretty well directed.
Well, Joel Edgerton actually commented on that. And Joel Edgerton commented on that and basically said about it that nobody comes to see a $60 million spy thriller starring Joel Edgerton. They don't. But they will come and see a $60 million spy film starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
that's the difference. She's a great actress who happens to be a movie star, and I'm an actor.
Fair play. I mean, I like Joel Edgerton. That dude's like, I like what he's putting out there, and he's right.
He's spot on, right? Yeah.
It's I thought it was well directed. I thought it felt a lot shorter than its runtime. I looked at my watch at one point, and I was an hour and a half in. I was like, wow, okay, I actually didn't think we were that far in. And Francis Lawrence has actually talked about doing a sequel. It's not going to happen, but I would have been really interested, given how the film ends. And the film doesn't end on there's going to be a sequel. I think it wraps it. It does the great thing of wrapping its own story up, but leaving scope for more, but also feels like it's a whole complete entity. I really quite like my time with it.
Cool.
Yourself?
I think we'd be fair in saying that this has more leanings towards kind of my wheelhouse in the way that it's been billed in some circles as being these sex spy things and everything like that. But and I think it was pitched in some things as being an action movie, and in some as being a kind of erotic thriller almost that happens to have a bit of spy elements, and it's not. It's a straight up kind of spy thriller, and it's interesting you say about like the 70s. It feels like there's something sort of like Sidney Lumet would have been doing in 1974.
Yeah,
it feels
or
like
Alan J.
like
Pakula or something like that. It doesn't feel a million miles away from like Clute or Parallax View or something.
Absolutely. Yes, really. Yeah, that's spot on. Actually, yeah, Clute very much so. And so it has that feel. I think it intentionally has that feel towards. I think that's a directorial decision from Francis Lawrence, and I think that because Jennifer Lawrence is. And for some, I think Jennifer Lawrence is very good in it. I actually don't think there's that much nudity in it. I think the reason for why she's done the nudity, it's I can see why she's done it, and it's a very personal choice for her to do. And I know that Scarlett Johansson said very much the same thing about the nudity in
Under the Skin.
Under the Skin, yeah, where she said, there's no point in me now keeping everything covered up in films because people could just Google
Scarlett Johansson's
tits, and they go, there they are. So she said, I've said I don't want to do that. And do you know what? Actors should be absolutely allowed to say they don't want to do it. And is there a way around this? Does it need to be there, etc.?
Yeah.
And I think that there would have been ways to have shot this without you seeing Jennifer Lawrence, and it wouldn't have affected the movie. I don't think without you seeing Jennifer Lawrence's boobs or a butt.
I think it's making a point,
but that's it. But I think that her decision to do it is absolutely her decision. And does it enhance from anything like that? No. But does it change up the uncomfortableness? Because they are not. You said they are not. It's not sexy. If you are somebody who's going there going, yeah, but I get to watch Jennifer Lawrence and get to see her tits and her ass. It's like, you ain't getting a bone out of this, mate. And if you are, you've got problems. Yeah. There's loads of porn. Yeah. Loads. If I feel sorry for some fucking 13-year-old kid who's going to rent this and go, right, iTunes, I've got my Kleenex, I've got my donuts for afterwards, let's fucking do this, and be going, what the shit is this?
Can you imagine if they double billed this in Mother?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It would just be, you'd finish it and you'd be like, I will jerk off to some fucking weird shit.
It just, the fact that Jennifer Lawrence's last two films were this and Mother.
And this is a lot better than Mother, by the way.
No, believe me, I enjoyed my time with this a great deal more than Mother.
Pardon?
I enjoyed my time with this a great deal more than I did with Mother, and I like Mother more than you did.
Yeah, but I like the story in it. What I'll say is it's not as clever as I think it maybe thinks it is at points, because I have a thing where, and I don't try and work out films, but I thought, right, so he's him, that's it, and you're going to do that. And I tap Bex, and I don't tell Bex, because if I tell her it becomes that, I'm being a dick then. And if I'm not, she'll just go, and I tap someone, I point at my head, and that means I think I've got this. And then at the end of it, she'll go, well, you're right. And most of the time, I'll go, no, I was fucking really wrong. Yeah. But this one, she's like, you touched your head. I was like, yeah. I said, did you work out? Yeah. Did you? She's like, yeah. So what point? I said about half an hour in. I was like, yeah, it's about when I got it, actually.
The Jeremy Irons bit surprised me.
No, it didn't. I got that pretty much straight away. Yeah, literally. The first scene he's in, where he's in the thing, where he's in the room with Syrian Hines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought at that point, he's Mole. Jeremy Irons, he's got to be, because it's not going to be Shuna Hearts. It's not going to be him. There's nobody else in this movie that is big enough to be them all, so it's him.
Thing is, I kind of forgot that the whole thing was that there was a mole.
Yeah, still, I got that, and then the minute she looked at his passport, I was like, right, she's going to do something that ends up incriminating him and makes it look like he's the mole.
Which, to be fair, was that whole thing was rather delicious. Just that, he is such a scumbag, and she does him over so bad. It's wonderful.
It was lovely. There were some great moments in there. I thought Joel Edgerton was very, very good. God, that the fucking not even interrogation scene, just the general torture scene.
The torture dude, good look. He had a good look.
He did have a strong look, didn't he? Of Joel Edgerton. I thought the action was quite good as well.
Mm-hmm.
That scene where she looks across the window, where she's essentially being raped. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And she looks across the window, and notices the window's open, and then that guy appears, and you're thinking, "Who's this motherfucker?"
Yeah.
That whole little sequence was very good. It was a really well shot little set piece. That
that definitely had some inflections of Giallo as well. Just not the Adrian Brody film. Literally, black motorcycle jacket, black helmet, black gloves.
Even the score got a bit Giallo-y.
Yeah,
yeah. And then you've got Charlotte Rampling being just Charlotte Rampling in things. I did think I did feel that the whole them being the training little section in it of them at the Horror Academy. There, I did think that was a little bit muddled, really. You don't really see them learning anything other than just going, well, you're all quite attractive, and then Shark Rampling just going, take your clothes off, do this, blow that guy, shoot that guy. And it's a bit like, you're not really teaching them stuff now. You're basically just putting them in uncomfortable situations and going, you're hot. People want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Well, I don't want to fuck that guy. You don't listen to me. Well, what?
Just the way that whole Fred ended up with Charlotte Rampling going well, you don't listen to me, but obviously they think you're good. It was like, all right, what was the point of you then?
Yeah.
She's like a brilliant agent, and you just don't seem to identify that. Yeah. No wonder Russia isn't the center of the world with people like you instructing these people when you can't identify raw talent.
Exactly. But also as well, it does show the fragility of the American governments when you've got Mary Louise Parker who's just getting drunk and selling secrets in a hotel room.
I did enjoy that sequence.
Yeah, it was really good. The fact that you've got Jennifer Lawrence, who is doing really good at what she's doing and thinking of the job, and then you've got that Russian guy who's just being shit.
Yeah.
And Mary Louise Parker, who's just pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That she kind of lent a little bit of lightness to a film that has none elsewhere.
And it needed it at that point, I think.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it's a long film, but it doesn't feel 2 hours, 20 minutes.
No, it doesn't.
It feels like you're watching a long film, but there's also some really nice shots in it. Particularly the handover towards the end, I thought was really nicely shot and nicely lit, and looked really good actually.
Yeah,
you can tell he's a good filmmaker who's just not quite yet made a great film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's the thing. He's not down there with the Ratners. But he's really not up there with anyone you actually care about either. He's
a little bit. I mean, I know he did the films, the Hunger Games films. Yeah. But let's be honest, did he do the second, third, and fourth?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did all of them apart from the first.
All apart from the first, and they did kind of start to go downhill to the point of where Mockingjay Part 2 came out and just nobody gave a shit.
I still haven't seen that.
No, Isabel hasn't, and she really liked the first 2.5. But yeah, they kind of petered off a little bit. So this was kind of his one, wasn't it? As thank you for that. But Constantine, I really enjoyed Constantine, but it's not that. But this Red Sparrow almost feels like something that David Fincher turned down.
That's a good way of putting it. That's a really good way of putting it.
You can kind of see why, but that doesn't mean to say that somebody else couldn't make a thoroughly decent movie out of it. It's just, I get the feeling if we were watching a Fincher version of it, A, I don't think people would have as much of a problem with it, and B, it would have been a bit better.
Yeah, true.
But it's still a really good spy thriller.
Yeah.
It's a solid watch. I heard a lot of big things, people bitching about the Jennifer Lawrence's accent going in, but I thought it was fine. It's jarring. It's a bit jarring at first, but accents always are jarring at first.
Yeah, I fucking whatever. Don't care. Yeah. Her performance convinced me.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, but I can see why she's wanting to take a bit of a year out to maybe kind of look at it and sort of think, well, where do I want to go now?
I just hope she has a really fun year. She deserves it. Like,
I hope she's a really fun year, and I hope she comes back and we see her in more great stuff, because let's say it, she's done a fucking lot of work in the past 8 years.
Well, she's in the new X-Men, isn't she? So that'll be out like end of the year or something, and hopefully she'll be back in like autumn 2019 with some smaller film. That'd be great.
I'm just trying 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That'll be 19 movies in 8 years.
Yeah, she needs to chill it out.
That's a fucking lick, that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely not shit on it.
So am I.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed
our audience voting is... I'm surprised at this. Definitely not shit, 31%.
Oh, okay.
Touching cloth, 25%. Shit, 38%. And Geostorm, 6%.
That's a fucking mixed bag if ever there was one, isn't it?
Yeah,
wow.
It's a mixed bag. Wow. And I, to be honest, I expected there to be more in the shitty column than anything else on that. Just because I think it's, people don't like it. I think it's an easy movie to have not got on with, and once you don't get on with it, it'll be hard. There's nothing there to grab you back again. Whereas I was pretty much on with it from word dot.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. Right, shall we do The House? So what we've been watching, and then finish on game night?
Yeah, why not?
I'll go with that. Right, The House, our 99p iTunes rental, which may or may not become a feature. It will become a feature if there's a 99p iTunes rental for a week that we both happen to watch.
What is it this week? Let's have a look.
Let's have a look
now. I do like this idea, though. That's the thing.
I could do as well.
Right. Yeah. I'll be honest. International Women's Day is completely taken over at the iTunes store.
Oh, it has, yeah.
Okay. Shit, man. Yeah.
Well,
I'm good on them. Wow, the entire front page is
women.
Is women. That's 99p HD. Right. Oh, patty cakes.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it out fortnightly.
Fair enough.
Yes, so it's by Andrew J. Cohen and stars Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler, Jameson Mantzoukas, Nick Kroll, Alison Tolman, Jeremy Renner, very briefly, Ryan Simpkins, who is the sister of the kid from Things.
Do you mean the brother?
Yeah, the brother from What Is It? And they look freakishly alike. It is quite weird.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I looked at it, I thought,
yeah.
She looks like the kid that's in Iron Man and what's it? I literally can't remember films' names at the moment. The Nice Guys. And then, I looked at it and went, it's his sister. So, what happens in The House? Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, their daughter Alex is going to Bucknell University. And they need to pay for it. She's been given a scholarship by the little community that they live in, I suppose, would be the best way to describe it. But it turns out that they're not going to give her the scholarship because the city councillor, Bob Schaefer, played by Nick Kroll, has decided that they can no longer afford to do this scholarship because they're building this really nice pool area instead. And then more things seem to come up as to reasons why. So they work out they have no money to do this. So Jason Mantzoukas, their friend, who is going through a rather difficult divorce, sells the idea to them that they should open up a casino and run a casino just to get the money that he can get so he can keep his house and they can get so they can send their daughter Alex to university. And then hilarity ensues, as it would usually with these three actors. Ian, The House, what do you think?
Yeah, I had a good time with it. It's, considering the rather muted response it got last year, I think it very much depends on your tolerance of Will Ferrell.
Yep.
Like, very much.
And Amy Poehler, I'd say.
Yeah, actually, that's completely fair. No, that's actually very, very fair point. But I like Will Ferrell, and I think Amy Poehler's all right.
I'm the same on that.
Yeah. I like how out of hand it gets. I enjoyed the running joke of Will Ferrell basically having PTSD. That was a good time. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be absolutely honest. I watched it a week ago, pissed, like literally last Thursday night, and I don't remember an awful lot of it. So this review might be short, but I laughed a lot. The scene of them, like the morning after, the night before, just in the supermarket, just unable to hold their shit together, was a treat. And yeah, by the end, I was like, yeah, fucking enjoy your new liberated selves where you give zero fucks. Good on you.
Yeah.
I had a good time with this. I kind of wish I saw it at the cinema, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd have been down the same. I'd have been perfectly happy if I'd have seen this in the cinema. I think it came out in quite a heavy week, I think, when it came out.
I seem to remember it came out in a bad time.
Yeah, I'm quite a big Jason Mantzoukas fan. He's in the series The League quite heavily, and he plays quite an unhinged character in that. So he does unhinged quite well, and obviously I think he's cropped up in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and later on in The Good Place he crops up in that as well. But yeah, I had a really good time with it. It's a fun movie. It gets its shit done and gets the fuck out. And it does seem like everybody involved kind of had a lot of freedom to just kind of roll with it a little bit. And it did seem like the writers and director have gone, right, well, essentially we're just going to write a story out and we're just going to get a lot of funny people in a room together just to be fucking funny with a camera there, and it'll be fine. We'll let Will Ferrell do his thing, and we'll let Amy Poehler do her thing, Jason do his thing, and it'll all tie in quite well together. From there, I think the whole running thing of Nick Kroll just using the police as like his own personal service, was quite amusing. The what is it? The constant Will Ferrell just slowly morphing into Sam Rothstein from Casino.
Oh God, yeah,
it is great. There's a few moments where he does little Casino bits where he keeps on mentioning all of his things being Italian.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Are they women's shoes? No, they're Italian. Is that a woman's cigarette? No, it's Italian. But it's a woman's cigarette holder. But it's an Italian cigarette holder, so it's fine. The women's sunglasses, but they're Italian. Yeah. and then just taking all of their cues from Casino, having a vice.
Oh shit! Fuck yeah! No, that scene was gold. It's just completely playing on all the all the stereotypes, but I don't know, just having a lot of fun with it. It was, I mean, like, Amy Poehler doesn't quite go to the extent of Will Ferrell, but Will Ferrell really rinses it. Mantzoukas just really seems to get into it. I just, it's a very, fuck man, there's not, what else can you actually say about it? I'm sorry. There's not
a lot to say about it because it's a short movie that gets its shit done. But if in any way you have a bit of any of the performers in it irritate you, don't watch it because they're all going for it. And then Jeremy was up.
Yeah. No, Jeremy
gets rolled up in a carpet.
Thankfully, not trying to be funny.
No, he literally is just turning up and just doing his Jeremy Renner thing.
Yeah, which is great. You know, it's fine. It suits the character. It's absolutely all good.
Yeah. So yeah, The House. We didn't put it out for a vote because what is it? But yeah, definitely not shit.
Definitely not
I totally enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right, Ian, what have you been watching this week?
Okay. So I forgot last week to mention Hitman Agent 47, which is
a solid movie. That.
Yeah, good. It's a really, really good action film.
Yep.
It's a really good action film. It's on Netflix. It's like an hour 40 long. It's a good time. I watched it frankly in the middle of having a fever. So I was like, yeah, like it was comfort food, like no one's business, this film. And yeah, I just had a good time with it. It's on Netflix. It's a solid action, and the climax is actually really good. I've actually only got a couple others. So, briefly mentioned it during the Oscar talk. A Fantastic Woman, the eventual winner of the Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. Yeah, very good. I'm cool with it winning the Oscar. There were a couple of narrative points that I wasn't super, super thrilled with. There is a music cue which is fucking awful. And I'm kind of stunned people haven't referenced that more. But yeah, so Daniela Vega plays a transgendered woman whose older boyfriend basically dies on her. Or not on her, but dies. His kind of like family kind of did, but kind of didn't know about her. And basically she's trying to get through grief and the loss of a loved one while having basically zero support around her because of who she is. Daniela Vega is very, very good. It looks great. It's actually paced really well. It's only about an hour 40 long. You can imagine this kind of film being 2.5 hours long and a slog, and it's not in the slightest. Yeah. And yeah, it's frankly, I think unless you've got a problem fundamentally with the concept of a transgendered person, I think this is a film that will just on a human level connect with you. I'm not going to say it's one of the best films of the year. It's not. There's enough decisions in it which I think stop it from being so. But I think it's a fine winner of an Oscar.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Rewatched Dark Shadows for some fucking reason.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. I gave it 1.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I think we reviewed it on 35mm Heroes back in the day. I think I was just being caught up in the wave of negativity about it. It's not perfect by any bloody means, but it's Tim Burton and Johnny Depp being given a bunch of money to do what the hell they want, and it's kind of interesting in that regard. Yeah. I think Johnny Depp is actually quite fun. He has a sex fight with Ava Green at one point, which is wonderful. Yeah, you know, it's a vampire and a witch having sex, but they don't really like each other. It's brilliant. There's some questionable stuff going on with Chloe Moretz in the film because I think she was still a little bit young at the time for some of the stuff that's going on with her. Looks great. Really fun soundtrack. It's light. It's silly. It's soapy, which is appropriate. I had a good time.
Nice. I actually do not remember. I know I've watched it because I remember sitting down and watching it with Bex. I remember actually watching it. But I can't remember any of it at all. Like not even a single bit of it.
Wow.
So I literally can't remember at all. But I do know I've seen it. Because Bex said, I can't remember that at all, but I'm pretty sure I've watched it. Because I remember sitting down with you and Bex, it's about to watch it. She went, you've definitely seen it, because I've watched it with you. So, but I can't remember a thing about it. Other than the fact that I've seen it. So Bex has gone, he rewatched it and quite liked it, didn't he? I was like, he liked it more than he'd done the first watch. It's like, shall we give it another go? Like,
Do it.
yeah, why not?
Do it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's not going to cost you anything.
That's it. So I think if it was over 2 hours, we wouldn't have done, but it's under 2 hours, so we will do.
Yeah, totally. And last thing from me, Netflix watch, a film that's been getting some weird notice online of late. Like, literally, somebody at my work posted on Facebook to me saying, have you watched this? Like, what do you think?
Netflix watch?
Yeah.
Is it a horror film?
Yes.
Right. Is it... Which one is it?
Go on, tell me.
Is it Veronica?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah, people have mentioned this to me as well.
Right. I don't... It's weird what becomes viral. It's really fucking weird.
Is this the one from the guy who did the... What is it? Who did the...
Wreck.
The Wreck ones? Yeah.
Yeah, Paco Plaza.
Beck's been going on and on about this to watch.
Yeah, so, alright. It's fine. It's fine. Like, people, saying it's, like, the scariest horror film they've ever seen. I don't... What?
It's like, say, is that one of those ones where you think, how much horror do you watch?
Yeah,
that's not being a dick.
No, it is.
That's just how much horror do you watch?
That's the question to ask. That genuine, like...
It's like me saying, that's the most colourful Bollywood movie I've ever seen. And going, how many Bollywood movies have you seen? Like, 5?
No, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. If you're, like, fucking 15 years old and you've seen fuck all horror, apart from, I don't know, maybe, like, I don't know, 90s Hollywood slashers or something like that, then yeah, alright, fair enough.
If you've seen Sorority Row and the 4th Scream movie.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, it is kind of like that. Anyway, right, so basically, story is, girl, surprisingly called Veronica, she looks after her 3 younger siblings most of the time because her mother works hard. Their father died some years beforehand. During an eclipse, Veronica and a couple of mates of hers have this seance, and basically as something seems to attach itself to Veronica. And this is apparently based on a true life case from the early 90s in Spain. So... Yep. Then it's basically the spirit goes home with her and starts terrorizing her, and through her it starts terrorizing the younger siblings. So there is an aspect of kids in danger, which usually does get me.
Yeah.
But it kind of didn't here. Not because the kids are annoying, because they're not. They're actually... All the performances are pretty fucking solid here. And Veronica, the girl who plays Veronica, is actually really good. But it's like, she'll be kind of like possessed or something. She'll start choking one of them, but then she'll snap out of it and go, like, I didn't mean it. And it's just like, all right... They make this decision to not really have Veronica kind of like become possessed by the thing. It's just in moments there are sequences where that happens, but it's not like... It's weird. I didn't ever really feel like Veronica herself was a threat to her siblings, so it didn't really get to me in that way. The scares, there are a couple of intense sequences, but... I don't know. It's no great shakes. I don't know. Like, I don't. I mean,
is it one of those where you go, it's fine?
Yeah, it's fine. It's like I don't know. It's like a 3 out of 5, maybe stretching to a 3.5, because the lead girl is really, really good. You empathise with her like no one's business, and
which is fine for modern horror.
Yeah, and by the climax, it is like you really want to see her get out of it. You genuinely do. But I'm not going to say it feels like my first horror film, because I think that is a bit harsh. But it does maybe feel like my first religious horror.
Yeah.
And, yeah. It's I'd be intrigued to see what you think. To be fair,
I'll be watching it this week. I would assume because Bex, like I said, Bex really wants to watch it.
no,
It's
cool,
well up her street.
And I mean, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's fine. I'm not going to say it's a bad. It's not shit, but it's more not shit because the performances are really good than it's scary. You know, like I don't know. There's a blind nun who's a character. It's like, well, I blinded myself, but you can still see things even when you're not blind. All right, fine, yeah, all right, cool.
All right, you crazy nun.
Yeah. All right, you crazy blind nun. Cool. All right then. It's just I don't know. It does kind of slightly feel a little bit snowflakey, to be honest. It's like, what, this fucking scared you? All right, I got some shit to fucking show you then. You know.
But
so
I think nowadays. I mean, I might watch it and go, no, that fucking terrified me.
I don't know, maybe.
But
probably
it's one
not.
of those. But it is a little bit like it's that thing in it. Nothing can ever just be, well, that was a bit scary. It's got to be. It was the most scary thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like, was it though, or was it just a bit scary?
Genuinely,
because you know what, I got quite fucking freaked out, quite scared during the last Conjuring movie. Was it the scariest thing I've ever seen? No.
I was about to say the Conjuring films genuinely weird me out. Veronica didn't.
Well, that's it. It's there is that. I mean, for example, I've had a couple of lads that work for me have called in sick recently, and then when they've come in the next shift, it's like, it's the most ill I've ever been. It's like, do you know what? You say that after every time you're ill.
Yeah.
Literally all of you. Not just you. Every fucking one of you say the same fucking thing. It's like whatever they are, it's the most they've ever been of that particular time. I'm tired. I've never been this tired in my life. All right. I'm happy. I've never been this happy in my life. Are you sure? It does seem a little like people can't just be like a little bit something. I was a little bit scared. Yeah, it freaked me out.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, what freaks you out more? I don't give a shit. It just freaked me out.
Yeah, no, quite. I don't know. We'll catch up next week.
We'll pick it up. Yeah,
week. It's just it's fine. I mean, and the thing is, I will say I'm really glad that Paco Plaza has got past the fucking. It's not a comedy horror. It's like really serious. I mean, like, there is one kind of funny moment in an element involving a seance. I thought was, you kind of see it a mile off, but it is quite funny. But I'll say no more there. But aside from that, it is a serious film. And the thing that killed Rec 3 and 4 were the fact that that still really disappoints me how weirdly comedy they went.
3 especially.
Yeah, I mean 3 particularly, but 4's even pretty fucking goofy.
3 is the wedding one, isn't it?
Yeah, 3's the wedding one, but 4 just, I don't know. The fact that it's like, all right, it's in the fucking food. Yeah, brilliant. Fucking really?
They should have stopped at 2 with that, because Rec 2 was solid.
Rec and Rec 2 are an incredible double bill. Incredible.
Yeah. And you can watch them as one film.
Yeah, and you totally can. And it's like, no. Like, what? I mean, seriously, man, Rec 3, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it broke the secret too quickly. It brought the theme and the idea of the first 2 Rec movies just too quickly. It was an attempt to build a franchise.
Yeah,
it backfired massively.
Like
it cheapened.
I don't fancy going back and watching the first 2 Rec films now because my memory is so sullied by 3 and 4.
Well, I rewatched them not too long ago, and they do hold up. They're really fucking solid. But 3, I tried watching 3, and it was a slog.
Yeah, no,
I'm thinking I can get through this because some point very soon a hot chick in a ripped up wedding dress is going to start running around with a chainsaw. Nope, I can't even get to that bit.
I just fucking, that's a shame. But yeah, Veronica, like I would just say if you go out of it thinking, well, that was all right, that cool, you know, you're not the only one. What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Right, what have I been watching? Good question. I too have not been very well. So I've had the same thing. I've been watching kind of like comfort films.
Indeed.
What have I watched? I watched Identity. Rewatched that. Bex loves the film
Nice.
Identity.
Yeah, man, I like that flick.
The James Mangold movie. It's on Prime, I think.
Oh yeah, really?
It's on Prime. It's either on Prime or it's on Netflix. I watched it on one of them.
I might have another crack at that. Yeah.
The good thing about Identity is it's 90 minutes long. So for anybody who doesn't know Identity, because I don't think it's a particularly. It's not like a fucking. It's Netflix. It's on, mate. It's not like a hidden gem or anything like that. But it's not a. It's like it wasn't like a big film or anything like that, was it? Really?
No, quite.
But it's a James Mangold film. It stars a cast of 2003 people. So you've got John Cusack is in there. Ray Liotta's there, Amanda Peet, Alfred Molina, Clea Duvall's there.
Oh, shit.
Rebecca De Mornay's turns up, and John Hawkes is in it as well, of course. Also John C. McGinley and Jake Busey doing his best impression of his dad. So it's the like crossover. You've got two threads running at once. You've got one where you've got Pruitt Taylor Vince's character Malcolm Rivers is about to be executed, and Alfred Molina is trying to argue that he shouldn't be executed because he actually, when he committed the crimes he's being executed for, he was suffering from a personality disorder, and he has no idea of what he's actually done because one of his personalities that did it. So therefore, if you can get rid of the person, cut off the personality, you're killing off the person that has committed the crime. And then at the same time as what's happening is all these seemingly random people have ended up at this motel at the same time, and they're all drawn in by these various incidents. And as it goes, one of them keeps getting picked off every so often in the sequence of what number room they're staying in this hotel on this dark and rainy night, and everybody there isn't quite what they seem. I'm actually not going to give away spoilers on it because people might not have seen it. And so I don't really need to give it away because it's not our main review. But yeah, it's 90 minutes long, which is a great length of movie. It's a great midweek watch for that. Yeah. And it's good for this kind of weather where it's a little bit fucking miserable. You can sit on your sofa and go, right, bang, go. It's good end John Cusack is what I'd say. And of course, we've got John Hawkes there. Rewatch The Babysitter.
Yeah. How'd that go?
That flick, yeah, it holds up. I would actually say I probably enjoyed it as much, if not a little bit more, on a rewatch because you pick up on more. There's a lot of shit going on in that movie. For a movie that's like 80 odd minutes long, and is directed by McG, which still fucking blows my mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in that movie. In the sense of there's a lot of shout outs to other horror movies and to just other movies in general out there. So you've got almost like these little Easter eggs being picked up throughout it, and it's quite a cool little touch on there. And all the performances are really quite entertaining. And yeah, it's this kind of shit that when Netflix put it out and you kind of go, do you know what? If for every 4 shitty fucking horror comedies or teen movies that we get this. I'm fine with that hit rate. So that was it. The Babysitter.
Nice. Very good.
What else did I watch? Rewatched Walk of Shame because I was on a bit of a comedy floor.
What, the fucking Elizabeth Banks one? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you've had a week. All right.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Walk of Shame. You get to spend essentially like a bizarre day gone wrong in a similar vein to Falling Down.
Yeah.
The Michael Douglas movie.
Yeah.
In an almost similar vein to that, but it's Elizabeth Banks in a really small yellow dress with everyone thinking that she's a hooker.
Yes, indeed.
It's a really good time.
I can't remember if I've seen that or not.
Do you know what, then? If you can't remember, it's worth rewatching. Again, it ticks that magic, but that is a fucking solid treadmill watch.
Oh, okay, all right, well, I'm looking for those. All right, good.
Yeah,
good,
that's
good.
a solid treadmill watch because you can watch it on the treadmill because it's funny, but there's nothing where somebody's been running next to you, look at it and go, you fucking pervert.
Oh, I tell you what, I was watching on the fucking treadmill yesterday. I haven't watched it all yet, but the Tom Selleck film Quigley Down Under.
Ooh.
Fucking, like, it's weirdly prominent on my Netflix. Like, whatever fucking algorithm they're using, which is fucking bringing that to the fore, I don't know.
That is because I haven't seen that once go on my Netflix.
Like, seriously, it comes up quite a lot on mine. I was like, all right, I'll give this a fucking shot then. Quite enjoying it so far.
I'm trying to think that there's a few that come up quite regularly on my Netflix where you look at it and go, all right, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
What else did he? At a time when I watched The Loft on a train coming back from London.
Oh, fuck me.
And the opening of that movie is just a massive fucking sex scene.
Yeah, straight up.
And the woman next to it was kind of looking at me and looking at the screen, and all I did was just took my headphones out and went, deal with it.
Yes!
And put them back in because I was hungover to shit.
Strong.
But then I ended up really quite enjoying The Loft because, of course, I enjoyed The Loft.
Of course you enjoyed The Loft. Well, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's actually, that keeps cropping up on my Netflix, actually. And I keep looking at it and going, yep, I'm going to watch you again soon. I'm going to be the only person in the world that has watched The Loft twice.
Nice. Fuck you.
Walk of Shame is a good, solid, fun. There's a wonderful little thread running through it of Gillian Jacobs goes home with an older guy and he will not leave her apartment.
In what? Sorry, in The Loft?
No, in Walk of Shame.
Okay, yeah, all right, that makes way more sense. Yes, yeah. Okay.
And my final one before we review Game Night, I watched Call Me By Your Name.
Fucking all right.
Very briefly on the Oscar
what do you
show,
think?
But
Jesus.
But I think this deserves a little bit more than just the what is it.
All right.
It's a really good film.
Yeah.
It's Call Me By Your Name. I do have some problems with it. I think for a start off, one thing I think I said to you last week when we recorded the main show that I was a little bit worried about is I thought Timothée Chalamet was shit in Lady Bird. I thought he was crap in it, to be honest. And that worried me about this. He's not. He's brilliant in this and thoroughly deserving of an Oscar nomination. I would also say I think Armie Hammer's his performance in this has kind of gone under the radar a little bit. Everyone seems to be talking about Chalamet's performance, which is fine. The stand-up performance isn't actually Timothée Chalamet, and it isn't Armie Hammer, it's Michael Stuhlbarg, who is fantastic. And I know we've mentioned it a few times, and you've mentioned the speech he gives at the end. I thought that was quite something. It really is a magnificent speech, and it's the way that he does it. And I'm going to bring a really fucking strange comparison in here. It reminded me of the scene in Godfather Part 2 where Fredo is John Cazale's performance, where he's back at the complex and he's laid down on that chair and he's having a go. He's basically saying to Michael, I can do things, I'm smart, and I'm not just the errand boy, in the sense that I remember seeing a thing about that scene where Francois Coppola was speaking about it, and he was saying that we did it a couple of times, and it didn't feel right. He said, and then John turned around and said, "Can I try something? You're going to hate it, but can I try something?" And Francois Coppola said, "Yeah, of course you can. You just see what you can do." And so he brought the chair across and sat down in the chair and said, "I'm going to sit on a chair." And Francois Coppola said to him, "That's a terrible idea, it won't work. shot the scene and went, that's brilliant. It just works. It just fits perfectly. And I think the fact that Stolberg is sat down, it's not usually those types of scenes. They're two people stood up so you can have the hugging moment, you can have the facing moment, you can do that. It isn't. They're sat on a sofa next to each other. I think the framing of it and that just works really, really well. I do think, that there is some people have pointed the question and said, and Bex raised it when we were talking about on the Oscars show, about the fact that you've got a 24-year-old guy could be perceived as grooming a 17-year-old kid.
Mm.
Personally, I've had discussions with Bex about this. I didn't get that. I saw it as much as if you were to percentage who was pursuing whom, I'd say it was more 60-70% towards the 17-year-old to the 24-year-old.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit, man. I mean, Armie Hammer says himself that he gave him that little rub and whatnot, and Timothée Chalamet was like, get off me, and then he fucking stopped because he was like, all right, you're not into that then.
Yep.
It's only when Chalamet's really putting the moves on, and lest we forget, in that country, the law doesn't have a problem with it.
Yep. So I didn't really have an issue with that. I think it's I can see why people are pointing it out. I think it's a little bit reaching for me. Yeah,
quite. I think it's having a problem with it to have a problem with it in that particular case.
And it is. But yeah, I think Armie Hammer's very, very good in it. I didn't buy their flirtations as much. It got to when they got to the relationship and everything like that. I just saw it as a little bit of fun. They were having a little bit of fun, and then when you got the scene in the train station where he breaks down, I was a bit like, all right, that's elevated to higher than I thought it was. Okay. That hasn't quite worked for me in that. But it's a beautiful looking movie. Shot on 35mm as well.
Yeah, boy.
Which, of course, makes it look better. Performances are fantastic. I think the story is very good. It has a kid jerking off into a peach.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a bit. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting a kid jerk off to a peach from a 89-year-old film writer. It deserves to win the awards it won and be nominated for the awards it won, and I'm quite glad it did.
Nice.
I bought it as well on iTunes, and I'm quite glad it's in my collection, and I could see myself watching it again.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
But it's nicely sat there. What's it sat next to? Because I'm always quite curious about what my films are sat next to on what is it, because of my eclectic iTunes library I have now. Let's have a look. What's it sat next to? Call Me by Your Name is well, fucking hell, this is good.
Go on then.
To its left is the Swedish movie Call Girl.
Okay.
And to its right is the movie Casualties of War.
Okay. All right then.
And then a few down, we have City Slickers, Contraband, and Deadpool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It could be worse. It could be sandwiched between worse movies. Yeah, I have The Great Dictator is sandwiched between a good old-fashioned orgy and Hail Caesar.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Wait, you own a good old-fashioned orgy on iTunes?
I do indeed own a good old-fashioned orgy on iTunes. It was $2.99. And I thought, do you know what? I'll get $2.99's worth of watching out that motherfucker.
Have you got For a Good Time Call?
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, fucking...
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that blonde girl in that.
With the weird face.
Oh, I like her.
She's in quite a few. Do you know what? She's in The Sitter. But I want to watch The Sitter, and it's not on any streaming services. And that fucker should be on a streaming service.
Yeah, that's weird that The Sitter... I like The Sitter.
I really like The Sitter. And do you know what's stopping me from getting it on iTunes at the moment? You can get it with all the extras for $6.99, right? I'm fine with that. Or you can get the unrated version with no extras for $6.99, but it's got an extra 7 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Now, for a movie that's only 80-odd minutes, an extra 7 minutes
That's
is a
pretty huge.
lot.
That's pretty huge.
And apparently, a lot of it is child profanity. And I'm all for child profanity.
Mm.
So I'm looking at it going, extras that I won't watch, but still extras, or profanity. Child profanity.
There you go. You've heard it here. Apple merged the two and Mark will buy.
Yeah, do you know what? If it was... The thing is, if it was $4.99, I'd have already bought it. But it is $6.99. That's a lot to pay.
Just a bit. It is a bit much. It is a bit much.
I reckon I could go to CEX and buy it on Blu-ray for like £3 probably, and then sell them the Blu-ray back. So yeah. But I'm going to end up cracking and buying it. I know I am. Right, our final review of the evening. Game Night, a quite black comedy from John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein. I think they've done other movies together, directed before, I think. Pretty sure they have. But they also, they've written a few as well.
Did they do Vacation?
They did do Vacation, yes.
Yeah, okay.
They did Vacation, yes. But they also wrote... the second Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the second Horrible Bosses, and Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes, they totally did. Okay.
Yeah. Game Night stars Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams. You've also got Jesse Plemons in there, Michael C. Hall, Kyle Chandler, and some other probably familiar comedy faces, but not that familiar to me. Apart from the Irish girl, I recognise her from something, and I can't remember where I recognise her from. So Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' characters, they are married, but they're competitive gamers. They love board games, quizzes, and things like that. They actually met whilst being competing team captains at one of these events, and this is what they do. They have game night, and it's a big thing in their lives, and they invite everybody round apart from Jesse Plemons, who is the cop who usually married to one of their friends and lives next door, and he's very intense.
He is.
So they have a game night, but it is hosted at Jason Bateman's brother's house, played by Kyle Chandler, who is the more successful and slightly better version of Jason Bateman. And he decides he's going to host one of those interactive nights where it's a murder mystery, and he is taken kidnapped. But what would you have it? He's not actually kidnapped as part of the murder mystery. It's a coincidence, and he's kidnapped by real kidnappers. Ian, Game Night. What did you reckon?
Well, the logic broke for me. It actually doesn't make any sense.
In what way?
Kidnappers come in.
Yeah.
They're the real kidnappers.
Yeah.
But the bad guys in the end only come into it when they steal the Fabergé egg.
Yeah.
So the real kidnappers were actually told to basically beat the crap out of Jeffrey Wright and go in there with a real gun by Jesse Plemons.
Well, they're actual criminals, so they've just acted with criminal intent.
So Jesse Plemons said, act like normal criminal selves and actually clobber
He was very
Jeffrey
unhinged.
Wright one.
He was very unhinged.
It's a bit...
I get what you're saying, but I think the fact that they are real criminals, I think could get you away with that.
Jesse Plemons is very into the law. It's a stretch.
He is. It's a stretch, but also as well, I do think he was more at a game night.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. Game night's funny. It's funny. There were moments that did actually make me laugh out loud. Rachel McAdams shows that she's an underutilized comedic MVP.
Absolutely.
Like, she's really fucking good in this. Like, really good in it. Bateman's fine. He's Bateman. McAdams is really fucking good in this. The Sharon Horgan, is that her name? I thought she was fun in it. I thought her relationship with that guy, Eric Magnuson, I think the actor's name is. I thought
Bill Magnuson.
Bill Magnuson. Yeah. I thought they had a really good little dynamic going on.
The fact that he's just so fucking dumb.
Yeah. I frankly, when they kind of go out of it, like they're kind of in it quite a lot up until the Chelsea Peretti scene, and then they seem to like and Lamorne Morris and the lady with him as well. Like basically everybody but Bateman, McAdams, and Chandler seem to kind of back off in the second half.
Yeah.
And I was quite enjoying the ensemble nature of it in the first half. I kind of thought they might have played the actual them playing the game thing a bit longer than they actually do. Like it was kind of the cat was out of the bag surprisingly early.
I was quite surprised at that.
Yeah. But I thought the climax was fun. It didn't forget to be funny, which I thought was pretty key. Like the kind of like the oh no he died, like just the way she said that was like the thing with the fucking baggage belt.
Yeah,
like that was fucking gold.
Yeah. Also, him missing the I'm gonna go full Fast and Fury. I'm gonna pull the rock. He's like, not the what is out. You damn right am. Then he misses it. It's like not as easy as it looks. You are getting very Jason Bateman.
Yeah, it is. That guy just when he's in stuff like The Gift, and it's like you can act.
He turns it from sarcastic comedy to sinister.
To like sinister, passive aggressive.
Yeah, he does it so well.
And he's great in that film. That film is fucking ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that film is really good. And just in most aspects. And he's fine in this, but his character could be exactly the same character as Horrible Bosses. Could be exactly the same one from the fucking the what the fuck was it called? The Baster. What was it called? The one where he fucking has his jizz and it goes in.
Oh, in
Aniston.
What's it called? Which one you mean? Can't remember what it's called.
It's not the Baster. It can't. The film can't actually be called
The Switch.
The Switch. Why the fuck did I think it was called the Baster?
Because there's a baster in a lot of the what is it? I think
what's like the working title of that film? Anyway, The Switch. Yeah, I actually watched that film.
I watched that as well.
Yeah, it's he's Bateman, and in this he's Bateman, but McAdams doesn't get to flex the comedic stuff all that much, which is a fucking crime. Also, the look of the film is great. Like the whole the scene establishing stuff where it looks like a diorama.
It's a really clever little touch. And I know you mentioned this when we were doing the Oscars thing. I looked out for it and was like, ooh, I know what he means. It's a nice little inflection there.
Yeah, man. And the Cliff Martinez score, getting Cliff Martinez to score this film, but just like obviously the direction is just score it like a thriller.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Like really that's the sign of comedic directors who fucking care. The visual stuff and that they obviously give a shit. Great.
And that's it. It's not. This doesn't feel like a. It doesn't feel like they've done this for it to be a stepping stone movie. Like they've gone, well, if I do this, we can get to do this. We can get to do this. It just feels like they've gone. Do you know what? We've been given this to do this, and let's fucking go for it.
Straight up. I mean. God, it sounds stupid, but the things that people do with like company logos at the start of films, at least is like a statement of intent. You know, it's not just the normal logos. Like the way it was like the game pieces falling down, and even those credits at the end, which were like really quite fun and interesting. It's just comedic directors who also actually care about it looking like a film and it being interesting visually. I got massive time for that.
Well, John Francis Daly is. I mean, he was in Freaks and Geeks, which I'll be honest is a show I tried with, and I think I just missed the boat with it. I think I watched it. I didn't watch it anywhere near the time I watched it about 5-6 years ago, and just went, okay, I could be watching stuff where these people are funnier in it. It never got me. One of those things. But he was actually in the TV series Bones for a good few years.
Oh, yeah.
And me and Bex have watched pretty much all of that. We still haven't watched half the final series. It's one of those we need to get back on because we did it for like 10 years, and it's like need it for just to finish it essentially. I really quite enjoyed him in that, and he was quite a good acting performer in that. But then now he's kind of. He then moved into writing from that, and now he's moving into directing, and it's just kind of weird seeing someone go from being there to there to there now.
Yeah, no, and that, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. The guy obviously just cares about being in that world so much that he's, he wants to do that shit, and good on him. I mean, what did you think of it, man?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I'm a fan of Jason Bateman. I like Rachel McAdams. I think you'd be finding hard push for somebody who doesn't like Rachel McAdams. She's an adorable screen presence, and she also happens to be a good actress. But on top of that, you're spot on right. She's a comedic patter that she has with Bateman is really, really good. The whole remember all spoilers all the time, guys. The whole thing about the shot, him getting shot in the arm, they're trying to get the bullet out, and then she's like, "Oh my god, did you get shot again?" God. And then they look at her and go, "No, that's where the bullet came out."
That is like.
This is one of the fact she buys a magazine watched in there as well.
Yeah, like the recipe for corn chowder.
Yeah, it's just I think the fact that they've got a really good comedic chemistry, works really well for this, and it means that it gives it a patter where the jokes come thick and fast, and there's a lot of like mild kind of like chuckle or like head tilt jokes where you get it and you don't quite laugh, but you kind of go, "Oh, really?" But you know that it's funny. It's kept you amused, and then so you're already in that stage that when the big laughs come, they come big. And then and Jesse Plemons, fucking hell, he's doing some stuff in that.
It's just the way that they just leave it hanging. Yeah, every single line, it's like they've directed it right. Don't say nobody reacts for 3 seconds.
Yeah,
it's great. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and you know what? It's done really quite well, hasn't it? It's been quite a success.
Yeah, and mainstream comedy has not done very well over the last year or two, and. This is done well, and it's because it's funny and it deserves its place on a cinema screen, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. It looks great. The good thing is it finished, and I thought, yep, I'm looking forward to in like a year or 18 months' time going to watch the sequel to this. Yeah,
that'd be really fun. That would be really fun.
Yeah, because it's gonna happen because it's done well enough to warrant one. But yeah, I had a really good time. Like I said, the jokes come thick and fast. It's fun. The peripheral characters are irritating. They add as much to it as they do as the lead characters. Like you say, they get lost a little bit towards the final bit of it, but they're still, when they're on screen, they're very entertaining. So you're looking at them going, I'd be fine with spending more time with them next time.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit. Yeah, really fun.
And our audience was game night. Definitely not shit. 78%.
Sweet. Yeah, fair play.
Shit. 22%.
Good.
Thanks for that, Dan. So yes, we have a question here.
Yeah, we don't have any emails, you bastards. So yeah, let's have a question.
Mother bastards. Bradley Porter at the Mr. Bontecourt code. You know what his fucking thing is. Try to say it. I was going to sneeze, I didn't sneeze at that time. With the just announced Star Wars series to be executive produced, written and directed by Jon Favreau, at what point do you feel Disney/Lucasfilm might realise it looks bad to keep announcing straight white male creatives as the leaders of their content?
Doesn't, because 99% of people in the world don't give a fuck.
Can I point out here?
Sorry.
He didn't say that he thinks it is bad. He just realised it looks bad.
It just looks bad in a fucking bubble. It looks bad in a bubble. Like I just who then who?
Well, that's the point. There is, it's a little bit like at what point do you draw the line? Where does diversity in cinema is a thing that should be happening, and we do seem like we're at the start of a bit of a movement towards it, and hopefully a very positive movement towards it, in terms of equality of race, gender, etc. But what you can't keep doing is shouting at it. Not shouting for it, shouting at it. Because what you're going to do is you're just going to make people go, do you know what? Fuck it. We get criticised if we do this, we get criticised if we do that, and we get criticised if we do that. So do you know what? We're either just not going to fucking do it, or we're just going to give it to him. Guy there. It's Joe Jordan, you're going to do this.
It's not...
Christopher Columbus, you're going to do this.
These are the established people in the game, and in 20 years' time, with with Hollywood seemingly going in the direction it seems to be going in, hopefully there are going to be a bunch of people as old as Jon Favreau are now, who are not white males, who will be able to do it. But it's just like the only right. If we're just real fucking talk right now. Unfortunately, the only black women with any power in TV, like movie and TV producers, Shonda Rhimes, the lady behind How to Get Away with Murder, Ava DuVernay, who it looks like is about to have a bit of a tough time with A Wrinkle in Time,
and hasn't had an actual proper box office hit.
Like in all fairness,
yeah, and don't get me wrong, he made good films.
Yeah,
but this is her proving ground of, can she make a big studio movie?
Yeah, and fuck, man. Hopefully, I fucking like that film. I mean, Jesus Christ, don't go into a film hoping you hate it. You don't go.
Of course not.
I mean, there's not enough fucking time in my day for that. Quite frankly, I genuinely and please, but people educate me. Who else is there who could do that job at the moment? Who is a black woman or a non-white?
Because this isn't just a directing job. This is a showrunner.
It's a showrunning job. It's like that. Okay, the guys behind Game of Thrones are doing a Star Wars project. It's a pretty fucking safe bet that the people behind Game of Thrones can do Star Wars. J.J. Abrams doing Episode 9. It's a pretty fucking safe bet. Star Wars, unfortunately, is not the arena for new, unique voices.
No, it's
Star Wars, for fuck's sake.
If we're pulling out of this, looking at beyond the Star Wars thing, do you know what has always kind of baffled me a little bit? Right? And I didn't watch this show. I couldn't get on with it, but I know you did watch it. And you really liked it, and Isabel's watched it and really liked it. But am I right in thinking that How I Met Your Mother was pretty much all, with the exception of a couple of episodes, directed by one woman?
Yeah, I think you might be right there, yeah.
Why has she never made a film?
Yeah.
Because that was a hugely successful TV series.
Yeah, no, quite. I mean, it just, And
it's when people say, they need to be giving these to the, what is it? It's like, right, all right, and the question always there is who, and the answer you'll get from people, whether it's a right answer or a bit of a cop-out answer, is, well, they aren't there because they've never been given the chance. And it's like, well, fair enough, I can see an argument towards that, but there just seems like a prime example of that woman must have some clout to go, I gave you 10 series, wasn't it, of this show that was really popular. Can I make my fucking movie now?
Yeah. I mean, that's it.
I mean, she might. I'm positive she hasn't made a movie. Because it's always baffled me.
We're too...
Pamela Fryman, she's called. And do you know what? No, she's not made a movie.
Right, yeah, you see her name loads in How I Met Your Mother. It is too early, unfortunately, in this wave to go give this to the untested person, whether they're a white male or Hispanic woman or whatever it is. It's Star Wars. They've already... I mean, shit, man. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, two white dudes. Everybody was fucking creaming their pants over them doing Solo because they did the fucking Lego movie.
Yep.
And then they get kicked off. Colin Trevorrow leaves episode 9. Fucking Chronicle Man, Josh Trank leaves Star Wars. In the end of the day, no, it's not the best look. It's not. Marvel have Black Panther, one film out of 19, but it gives them a bit of breathing room. But no, it's not the best look. But yes, there may be unheard of talent at the moment. Unfortunately, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, and
it's the realm of Ron Howard. It is what it is, and it's not great. But in 10, 20 years, when they're obviously still going to do Star Wars films, and some wonderkind has been inspired by Black Panther, has been inspired by Selma, and it is making up and coming films, and then they get offered a Star Wars. Fucking brilliant. If Barry Jenkins does a Star Wars film, good on him. He's got every right, as Colin Trevorrow does. Frankly, so does Ava DuVernay. In terms of Colin Trevorrow being given a big project when he'd done like one indie film beforehand.
Yeah.
Barry Jenkins, Moonlight won Best Picture. Give it Barry Jenkins. Ava DuVernay, Selma, nominated for Best Picture. Give it Ava DuVernay. But when they don't give it to these people, don't scream that it has to be given to somebody else of the same race. Because frankly, unfortunately, there are not enough names out there at the moment who are not white and male. That is what needs to change. But it's not the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation where it's like, right, okay, we want this to happen right now, so this is going to happen. Give it to that untested person. That is not the way Disney fucking works. It's not the way capitalist fucking society works.
It's not the way business works.
Yeah, that's exact. It's not the way it works at the moment.
You can't. They're not going to give what will be. It's a TV series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So you're looking at a TV series that will link into a movie, you would think, or tell some part of the story. So you're looking at the possibility of, what would you say, a 200 million budget?
Mm.
Around about, I think you'd be right with saying somewhere between 200 and 400 million budget. Right? They're not going to give that size of property that has got to, because it's not like a film where you can go 200 million and say, right, 200 million, we've got to get this right. We've got to get this 2 and a bit hours right. And we can cover a bit of it with marketing. With TV, you've got to get people to either watch it every week or to watch 4 episodes a night over a week. And if you lose them after 3, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked. Your 200 million is fucking wasted, and people will destroy it. There's also the thing of now, Barry Jenkins will be looking at that and might be getting offered these kind of things and going, fuck no, I'm not touching that, no way. I've just won a fucking Oscar. I don't need that. I'm going to go off and make something really fucking good. And when I've done a couple more, and I know that I've got those in my back pocket, then I might take this dollar, but I'm not going to take it now because I've still got if I fall flat on my arse on $150 million, people give a shit. I fall flat on my arse on $25 million, still probably get another $25 million a year later to do another one. Or I might get $12 million and I might do better.
Oscars So White was like 2 or 3 years ago. Change is coming. I cannot fucking wait for white males to be equal or less a voice as any other demographic, because God knows white males have had enough fucking time. God knows we have. You know, it's fine. I am fine being less of a voice in society, like, as a white male. Cool. If it means that someone else from another background gets to have more of a voice, that's fucking awesome. That is brilliant.
Well, what do we have nominated for Best Director in the Academy Awards this year?
It's only been 2 years.
This year we had Jordan Peele, a black dude, making his debut movie. Greta Gerwig, a white middle-class woman making her first film. So where's the working-class woman doing that? Oh, sorry, you can't do that, can you? Because it's woman. And then you've got... Who else you had? You had Del Toro, fucking won the fucker, a Mexican.
Third Mexican in 4 years, I think it is, as well.
The fourth Mexican in 5 years,
Fourth
because Inarritu won twice.
It won twice, of course he did, and Cuarón did it for Gravity 5 years back.
Who else did you have? Paul Thomas Anderson. Yep, a white dude.
Yeah.
And
Nolan, white dude.
Nolan, another white dude. No, a British white dude there. That's not a bad mix. You've got that every year. That's a good mix. You know, you got 2 white dudes, Mexican dude, woman, black dude. I'm not saying that you've got a full fucking spectrum. I'm not saying that it'd be a travesty time black dudes or 4 black dudes and a black woman and anything like that. But it's just, if you want real change to happen, you have to do it in a sensible way. Me Too got this, hit the fucking nail on the head with the fact that they said, right, we don't want you. We don't want to make a big deal. We don't want you all going in black or you're all going white. Pins, do that. But the message is out there. Let's let the Oscars have its night. Let's have the industry have this. If people want to go out there and promote this, they want to wear a pin, they want to mention it, then brilliant. But we're not going to forcibly put something on people and make it about that, because there has to be a sense of sensibleness about this. And we have to now go away and look and go, right, we've got it out there. How do we achieve it now? And that is the problem. Shouting at everything isn't going to make it work. Your voice is going to get lost in the fucking wind.
That's exactly it. And in the end of the day, Disney's primary obligation is to their shareholders.
Yep.
Are their shareholders going to want somebody untested do it? And you know, yes, it's a good PR move, frankly, if they are not a white male. If the film then makes less money because the word on it is not as good, because the film is not as good, then the shareholders will not be happy.
As ridiculous as it sounds, in these things, there's risk assessments done.
Of course, it's not ridiculous in the fucking slightest. Of course,
they'll looked at it and gone, right, Favreau, what can he do? He can do this, this, and this. And it will be. He won't have been chosen because, it's Jon Favreau. He made Chef and Iron Man. Everyone likes Jon Favreau. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people like him. He does look a little bit creepy, but people like him. And he knows his shit. Wearing a safe pair of hands, there you go. He can have it. They'll have looked into every minutiae of what we can do to do it. And the thing is, for that kind of showrunner thing, for that kind of essentially cinematic TV, you want someone with a cinema background who's also worked in TV. And there's not that many people out there. It's a really fucking short list. And as well, if you're doing something that broad scoping, they've got to know their shit about Star Wars and not just be able to research their shit about Star Wars. And Favreau's a fucking geek.
Yeah, no, exactly. It seems like a sensible choice.
They shouldn't have announced it today, though.
No, I mean, like, that is the one thing.
Well, International Women's Day, Ian, we'll take away from there. Quickly, 3 favourite actresses or female directors or anything like that, women in film that you enjoy.
Saoirse Ronan, Jessica Chastain, Jennifer Lawrence.
Choice, yeah.
Would the 3 instantly off the top of my head, to be fair.
Strong ones. Always love Carla Gugino.
Yeah, good shout.
Always had a thing for Rachel McAdams.
Mm-hmm.
Always enjoyed her and stuff, and because we just watched her in game night.
Yeah, sure.
Catherine Bigelow.
Oh god, well, yeah.
Woman directed fucking Point Break.
Yeah.
The woman fucking directed Point Break in 1991 as well.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. I can't, I can't wait for that fucking day to arrive when the best director at the Oscars are no white males. That's going to be incredible. It's going to be fucking brilliant.
But do you know what? I'm going to say it's quite mildly controversial. I just want it to be the people who deserve to be there.
Yeah, no, totally. But I mean,
And do you know what? If the people who deserve to be there that year are none of them are white males, that's fucking great. That's fucking cool. But at some point, it's going to happen. But at the same token of that, at some point, the best 5 directors or the most worthy 5 directors in a year are going to end up being 5 fucking white dudes. And they're not, some of them are not going to get nominated because the Academy are going to look at it and go, oh, we can't do this.
It's just, in the end of the day, if you shout...
There's going to become like a Rooney Rule will end up coming into it.
Oh, God, yeah.
An unofficial Rooney Rule. And don't get me wrong, I think the Rooney Rule is a very strong rule, and I think it should be implemented into football in this country. But it can't be implemented in everything. But the inclusion rider thing that Francis McDormand spoke about, that makes sense.
Now we know what that actually is. That is brilliant.
It is brilliant, and it does make sense. And now attention's been brought to it. Big people will make big changes with that, and it will bring forward a change. But you don't bring forward a change by holistically changing it in one foul swoop. Because what happens there is you end up with fucking disaster. It'd be like McDonald's going, right, we're going to stop doing burgers, we're going to keep doing chicken, but we're going to stop doing burgers, and then they're just replaced by bean burgers because we want to reduce the amount of burgers we have on our menu, so we're just going to stop doing them completely. And everyone would go, that's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
It's a stupid analogy, but it's you can't have everything happen at once.
No, I mean, I mean that's it. I don't know. I mean, like, the thing is, I work in a workplace where most of the management in my department are women. My manager is a woman who is nearly a decade younger than me. Did her time working in various departments, getting experience. Started in the company later than me at the same level I was. Shot up the fucking ranks, and good on her. And it's because she's a really fucking good worker, and that is it. She does, and like the managers around me, mostly, like I say, mostly women. I mean, like, at one point, I think every single manager in my department was a woman, and that was fucking amazing. And it's like, so maybe I'm in a gilded cage there a little bit, and like maybe it's just my day-to-day experience is in that aspect pretty fucking equal. At my workplace, I think is fairly fucking equal. I'm pretty sure. So maybe I don't see the problem as much of a problem in my day-to-day, because in my day-to-day it's not a problem. But
I'm the same. Not as much within my company. My company is different because it's a very male-oriented company, but there are a lot of women that work there. But in terms of, I work in a shopping centre. In terms of that, out of the brands, it's pretty much an equal split between, because obviously I have quite a lot of interaction with the managers. It's a pretty much an equal split between male, female, younger, slightly older, gay, whatever. There's a great mix, and I come from York. It's not a particularly it's a very cosmopolitan city, but it's not a particularly massively racially diverse city in that sense. It's kind of too small and too northern and too middle class for that. That might sound terrible, but that is just the reality of it, you know. And so I've got that, and I don't see that, but I think it is one of those things. It's like, oh, there's not enough female CEOs. No, there probably isn't, but that's because it's a fucking boys' club. Big business. It's a boys' club. You know, you've got to look further down and say, look at this. look at all these women that are running really successful businesses out here.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. It does feel like there's a sea change, and I just hope that the structures within Hollywood will allow for change to happen. There's an awful lot of people talking about change. Is it actually happening? I fucking hope it is.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like, I genuinely can't wait to be less relevant. You know, it's like I'm a 34-year-old white male. 33. I'm still 33.
You're still 33.
I'm still 33. So, like, it's, you know, I'm kind of in the target demographic for everything. I don't fucking want to be. You know, it's like I'm fine being pushed to the margins and letting other people be the focus. You know, that's great. And
I want to get back to the thing where we can like what we like and we can enjoy what we enjoy.
Oh
and
God,
we don't have to look for. I don't have to be essentially say, oh, I really like that, and go, well, what about this bit of it?
Just
what?
It's.
Or did you know it was directed by a man?
Stop picking a fight. Stop picking a fight.
Yeah, it is. There is an element of that. Everyone needs to chill the fuck out a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it just. I don't know. The world is hopefully going to get there, but if you fucking scream about it and tell those you're talking to can't be asked to listen anymore, that is not going to do your cause any good.
It's just going to piss people off.
It's just going to piss people off.
Yeah, and that's how you end up with what we'd refer to as right-wing knobheads just essentially shouting you down.
It's how you end up with Brexit. It's how you end up with Trump. It's people fucking screaming at people and maybe thinking they're better than those people. So instead of trying to have an actual conversation with them, they're just screaming at them. And
so try to prove your worth by your moral compass.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Anyway, Jesus fucking Christ. Thanks for the question, Brad.
Yes, thank you very much for the question, Brad. Right. So I think that was episode 246, wasn't it?
It was. What have we got next week? I'm fucking just dejected now. Christ.
You should be. You should go and watch Walk of Shame.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know. There's a fucking Nintendo are doing a presentation at 10 o'clock. They're gonna announce some new shit. I'm kind of looking forward to that, to be honest. Fine.
Nice. I'm gonna eat in my cold house.
Nice. Oh God, yeah. Fucking good luck with that.
Yeah. Yes. What are we covering next week? What's out?
You Were Never Really Here is out tomorrow.
Oh. Is it? Fucking hell.
And the Nicolas Cage, Selma Blair, Mom and Dad.
Is that out on what is it?
No, it's VOD? Out in the cinema.
Fuck off. I went straight to VOD in the US.
Nah, yeah, I know. It's on in Cineworld tomorrow. I'm going to go see it this weekend. I can't wait.
Oh, shit. That You Never Really Hear is not playing anywhere near me.
Is Mum and Dad?
Have a look. That's fucking stupid. It's a Lynn Ramsey fucking film. How's that not playing anywhere? I'm angry about that because I was really looking forward to that. And it's not even like playing in Leeds. That can't be right with fucking listings there.
Hang on, let me
Mum and Dad. It is, but the timings are awful. It is not on before 9 o'clock.
Alright, when the fuck's Tomb Raider out? When's Tomb Raider out?
Next week.
Right, so it's on in 3D next Wednesday. Yeah.
We're Never Really Here. It must be showing somewhere in York or Leeds at least. Bradford.
It's definitely playing in Cardiff.
Bradford, Sheffield. Bradford. Oh, that's fucking disappointing. I was really looking forward to that. Ooh, Curzon in Sheffield. Is it playing the Curzon in Ripon? Right, leave that with me. I'll see what I can sort out.
I'm looking for Cineworlds. You got any Cineworlds near you?
No, Sheffield is the closest, which is about an hour and 15 minutes.
Sheffield. Yeah, it's playing in Sheffield.
Yeah. That could just be, what is its listings haven't probably gone up because it is only fucking Thursday and View York's listings are terrible.
You got Picture House, haven't you?
Yeah.
Picture House, York.
Yeah, it's not playing.
Fucking what? Like, aren't they owned by fucking Cineworld?
Yeah.
Like, how's that work? Fucking hell, you're right as well. God, what a shit fucking selection of films they've got. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Lady Bird, Finding Your Feet, Walk Like a Fucking Panther, The Shape of Water, I, Tonya, Three Billboards Darkest Hour, and the only ones that have got more than one show in a day are Lady Bird and Walk Like a Panther.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's gone a bit shitty recently as that place.
Like, seriously, what the fuck is that?
Because that, you would never really hear, is prime fucking art house cinema.
Yeah, like seriously, right? Considering what Picture House used to be like, what the fuck is that?
I get to go and see more obscure stuff at View.
That is mental.
Ooh. Wait, is it Curzon? Are they doing it? Is it on demand, Curzon?
Don't think so. It's on Cineworld.
Yeah.
Curzon where? Ripon?
Ripon, yeah. It's only a 2-screen cinema though, so I doubt it.
No, they've got the new Woody Allen. That's about it.
I bet Ripon does.
That's fucking like that. I don't get that. That's really
disappointing.
Shit, man. I thought for sure we were going to be able to review that.
Well, we might. I might see if I can go to Bradford to watch it.
Fucking like, what the fuck is that?
What time's it playing at Bradford on Wednesday?
Like, just fucking
11 o'clock. Ooh, that might work.
Yeah? Well, how far away is Bradford?
30 mile.
Alright. I feel bad for you is all.
right. I'm on the Pictures Bradford website, and I went down, and it has 3 tickets things: student, adult, and retired. Right?
Yeah.
And I quickly kind of scanned it, looked at it, and went, "Wow, that's insensitive." Fuck it, I get it, but fucking hell, £6 if you're retarded. Oh wait a minute, it's retired.
Nice.
My brain was going, that can't be right.
No,
it wasn't right, Mark.
Right.
It's retired.
That's funny.
So we'll be covering something next week.
Like, fuck it. Like, fuck it. Nah. Yeah, we will. I mean, I will see. Fucking, maybe I'm lucky to, like, live in Cardiff. I don't know. It's weird.
Big city, innit?
Near Cardiff. Yeah, I suppose so. Right, okay, so we'll cover... Shit, we'll cover something next week. I'm going to see you and never really here and Mum and Dad, so, you know. Hey,
yeah, and then the week after, it's...
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, and we're going to cover the first 2, aren't we?
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Cool, right, dudeandmonkey.com, @dudeandmonkey, @Ian Loring, @dudefoz, dudeandmonkey@gmail.com. Anything I'm forgetting, Ian?
Nah, we're good. I need a wee. Bye.
Cool, right. Bye.